Hi class, we have the second lesson for height and distance. This is what we have today. It says find angle. This symbol represents angle. So we don't want, sometimes you don't want to spell A-N-G-L-A. So this symbol, once you see it, it is angle. Find angle PQR. Find angle PQR. Now, using three letters to represent or to name or identify an angle, for example, PQR, angle PQR, triangle PQR. If it is the symbol that stands for triangle, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the one that prepares the question can even choose to say triangle QPR, triangle QRP, triangle RPQ. So the person or the one that prepares the question may decide to start anywhere. But when you talk about angle using three letters, the order is important, meaning the angle lies at this letter. Some people get confused when they say letters to represent angle, letters to represent triangle. So this is a triangle. What makes it a triangle? Because we have 1, 2, 3 sides. What is the other reason? There are three angles. 1, 2, 3 angles. That makes it a triangle. Okay. Now this triangle with three angles, this angle lies at where P. So the letter where the angle lies has to be at the center of the other two letters or between the other two letters. So this angle is identified as QPR. QPR because we are referring to this angle. So you only need to use this symbol. Or sometimes it is written this way with a cap at the top. This one is read as angle QPR. This is angle QPR. What if it is this angle we want to refer to? Well, you can say PRQ, or if you can say QRP. What is important? The angle, the letter, sorry, where the angle is has to be between the remaining two letters. All right, so that is not actually our concern. Our concern here is to find angle PQR. Is it this angle we are referring to? No. Is it this one? No, because the angle lies at Q. Okay, lines coming from P and R meet at Q to form the angle in question. The line coming from P, look at P. The line coming from R, look at R, meet where at Q. So this is the angle we want to find. All right, so we can have it like this for proper identification. Here is Q, here is P, and here is R. This is the angle we want. If you want, you can leave it like that. If you want, you can choose to give it a symbol. Yeah, let's call it theta. If you want, you can just leave it like that. Be writing PQR, PQR, PQR. Okay, this is given as 7 centimeters. Here is 12 centimeters. We want to find this angle. But in a right angle triangle, what makes it a right angle triangle is because one of the interior angles is 90 degrees. In a right angle triangle, if you want to find one angle, or like in lesson 1, you want to find one side, first of all, try to identify the side you want to find and the other given side or sides. Now, if you want to find an angle, the same thing, try to identify the sides that are given. By expectation, if you are to find an angle in a right angle triangle, by expectation, you're supposed to expect two given sides. If only one side is given, well, that problem is trickier than you may think. Okay, well, this is easy. Now, let us identify the sides that are given. The side that is between the given angle and the right angle is called the adjacent side. So the adjacent is 7 centimeters. The side that is facing the 90 degrees right angle is called the hypotenuse side. So that is the hypotenuse side, which is 12 centimeters. So what we do now is let's go to SOH, CAH, TOA. Which of these three has the end with that ends with AH? Whether AH or HA, it doesn't matter. Which one of these three has the end with the ending of what? AH. This is OA, it is not AH. This is AH, this is the one. So once this one ends with AH, it means we are using this ratio. Which one? Cos, cosine. So generally, cosine of an angle is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse side. It is optional for you to write this one. In fact, only beginners write this one. Now, what do we want to find? We want to find the angle. So we say cos. What is the angle? You see, because I identified it as theta, otherwise we would have written out what? Cosine of angle PQR. That is what we would have written. So cos theta is equal to, what is the adjacent? 7. The hypotenuse is 12. Of course, you can see this one. So we say cos theta is equal to, now we need to divide 7 by 12. So let's see what we have for 7 by 12. 7 divided by 12. So 0.58, 0.58 with 3's throughout. But I advise that if you have more values after the point, I advise you stop at 4 digits. Yes, after the point, just stop at 4 digits. The point is we are finding what? The angle, which is theta. So if you are finding theta, consider when you used to have something like this. You want to find x. If you want to find x, what is in front of x? Is 2. So you divide both sides by 2. You want to find theta. What is in front of theta? Cosine. So you divide both sides by cos. Like this. This goes like this. So what is left here is theta. Now this cos has a power here. Remember in mathematics, when there is no power written, we accept it to be 1. And this cos to the power 1, once it goes up, the sign of the power changes. The power here is 1, but because it goes up, the sign of the power changes. And this one, we cannot say cos raised to minus 1. In trigonometry, we read this one as cos inverse. So cos inverse of 0.5833. So we say theta is equal to, now we need, you go to the calculator, suppose we never did this one before. Yeah, you can see here, we have sine, we have cos, we have tan. Depends the calculator you are using. So sine, you can see the yellow, sine raised to minus 1. You can see the yellow, cos raised to minus 1. So we need cos inverse. But the yellow, we need shift. Then it will now come. Now you can see it. So 0.5833. But you have to make sure that the calculator is in degrees. See? Degrees. Because we have another topic called circular measure where we discuss radians and not degrees. So what we have here, we have 54.3. So 54.3 degrees. Do not forget the degrees. We were not given theta. You and I decided to indicate theta. So we can say, therefore, this theta, we use it to represent angle PQR. So we say angle PQR is 54.3 degrees. So this is what we have for this class. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to follow, like, share, and comment.